My name is Lucille Ball, and I've got a secret.
I've Got a Secret, brought to you tonight by Bristol Myers, makers of Bufferin, the modern drug that brings relief from headache pain, protects against stomach discomfort. Bristol Myers brings you America's #1 panel show, I've Got a Secret, starring Gary Moore.
Thank you. Good evening. Welcome to another edition of I've Got a Secret. Before we get officially underway, I would like you to meet the members of our panel. Bill Cullen is on vacation this week, the lucky stiff. But we're lucky, too, because in his place we have good friend Johnny Carson. How are you, Johnny? Next to Johnny is Betsy Palmer. And then comes Henry Morgan and Bess Meyerson. And that's our group. So, with little further ado, I would like to ask our first contestant to come in, please. Here we come. How are you? The little one doesn't want to be in show business at all, I can tell you that. Now, these are the Smith children who live in Kenmore, New York, and they are all brothers and sisters. And let's find out their first name.
Herman Smith.
Herman Smith and...
Teresa Smith.
Teresa Smith.
Mary Margaret Smith.
What?
Mary Margaret Smith.
That's Mary Margaret Smith. Mary Margaret. And his name is,
What's your name?
His name is... his name is Ralph. And Ralph is a very cute young man, but very kind of nervous about this whole project. All right, now, youngsters, if you all whisper your secret to me, we'll show up with the audience at home. Here we go. Well, now, how about that? Our panel will help classify the Smith children's secret. The clue concerns something they have, and we'll start the game with, let's start with Betsy tonight, please.
Children, do you have this with you tonight?
Yes.
It couldn't be Ralph on your lap, could it? That he has something special? Do you?
Ralph's
Does
got
have
something
something
special,
special?
yes. All four of them have something special.
It is with you right now on this bench with Gary. Is that it?
Is what you have right here on the bench?
No.
No.
No? She sees herself on television.
She sees herself on television and she likes what she sees. Is there any possibility, Frank, I don't like to louse you up, but, oh, there you go. See if you can get a nice close-up.
Look at yourself now.
Hey, Margaret, look. Take a look.
Look, Mark.
Look. I know just how she feels.
Is it backstage?
Is this thing backstage that you have? This thing that you have, is it backstage? Is it back there?
Is it
Sure it is, isn't
behind
it?
the curtain?
Sure it is, yes.
Has it got...
Yes. All right, $20 down, $60 to go. We'll go, please, to Henry Morgan.
Does it concern other Smiths?
Does it concern other Smiths, Harmon?
Yes.
Oh, brothers and sisters, too?
Are these brothers and sisters?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it how many? Are we supposed to guess how many more are backstage? Or
No, we're not going for a quantity here.
oh, you mean that's already been done, and we don't have to... Are they twins, something like that, or triplets?
No, spell that out for me, Henry, exactly what you mean.
Well,
No, we won't do that. That's not $40 down. What exactly did you mean, Henry?
They have a twin.
well, either I thought maybe that there are 4 more who match this 4.
Well, now, you can't doubt that. That's exactly what it is. So in actuality, you're only looking at half of their secret. Now, in case you didn't think, by the way, that 4 sets of twins in one family is unusual, statistics say that the odds against this happening in one family are over 40 million to 1. So don't get nervous. Now, let's meet the other half of each of these sets of twins. And we'll start with Harmon. Harmon, you want to put Ralph down, and you come out here and take your place over here. Here's Harmon's twin brother, Joseph. Hi, Joe. How are you? Good to see you. And next we have Teresa's twin, Virginia. Virginia, will you come up here? Stand next to Teresa. Now, let's close ranks in here. Move in. That's right. Now, Mary Margaret has a twin brother, and his name is Gerard. Gerard, there you go, buddy. Mary Margaret, you want to come stand up here? Now here is the mother of all these delightful young people, and in her arms is Ralph's twin, Gregory. Mrs. Smith?
We lost Ralph.
You here?
That's his twin, all right.
Isn't that marvelous? Mrs. Smith, first of all, congratulations. It's a marvelous, marvelous bunch of kids. We've gotten to know them rather well here in the last hour or so.
Thank you.
And must be great having 8 children, huh?
It is great having 8 children, but it's even greater having 5 more.
A total of 13. And the other 5 are not twins.
They are not twins.
I see. I hope they're home watching tonight.
Oh, definitely.
I know that Daddy Smith is home watching. He's home babysitting with the other 5 Smiths. It's kind of a night off for him. He's only got 5 kids around now. Mrs. Smith, how do you possibly discipline or run a sane house with 13 kids around?
Well, I figure if I practice self-discipline and act sane, that it'll rub off on the children.
Well, as in many large families that I have seen, is it the case where the older will take care of the one just under him and so on and so forth all the way down?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now what I don't understand is, I've never have understood this. How can you possibly tell which one is Ralph and which one is Gregory? There must be a difference, but I don't know what it is.
Gregory has 2 front teeth missing.
Oh, now what happens when he's
That's his
teeth-less?
secret.
Oh, I see. Just a minute, Frank. I think in a half a second there's going to be a little conversation going on down below me here. I'm not sure whether there is or not. And if there is, I'll just casually drop this hand microphone down there. There was a great deal of instruction going on from one to the other just a moment ago. And, no, she decided to go. Oh, she's going back to look at herself in the monitor again. Which one is the imp of the family?
That's Mary Margaret.
That's Mary Margaret. That's what I thought. All right. Many happy times to all of you, Smiths. Thanks so much for coming to see us and come back and see us again. Mary Margaret has not stopped looking into things, under things, and over things since she got here. That's 2 hours ago. She comes over the desk and she... in, under, and around. Oh, dear. Now, my friends, I may surprise a lot of you the next time that you go up to your favorite drug counter, and here's how I'm going to do that. You will see a mirror there, and mayhap you will look into it, and then, presto, there I am. That won't scare you to death, nothing will. It's the special I've Got a Secret Bufferin display, and it's there to remind you about the wonderful way Bufferin relieves those painful miseries of winter colds and flu. You see, Bufferin is different from all other leading brands of pain reliever. And the difference is a special anti-acid combination called dialmanate that only Bufferin adds to its aspirin to rush relief into your system with really incredible speed. Twice as fast as aspirin for millions of people. And the same anti-acid combination protects you against stomach discomfort, which plain aspirin can cause, as you well know. And it lets you take Bufferin 4, 5, 6 times a day for relief of cold or flu miseries. So if a cold or the flu should happen to hit you, take my advice and take Bufferin. And now I would like to ask our next contestant to come out, please, if you will, sir. Will you tell our panel, sir, what your name is and where you're from?
Pat Patterson, Washington, D.C.
Mr. Pat Patterson from Washington. Now, Mr. Patterson, if you will whisper your secret to me, we'll reveal it at the same time to our audience at home. It's a kind of a long one, so let's get started. Yeah, I follow you so far. Holy moly. Holy moly, moly, moly. All right, panel, the clue concerning Mr. Patterson's secret concerns something that he did. We left off, I believe, with Betsy, so we'll go, please, to Henry.
Now, Henry just guessed.
Oh, Henry just guessed it. I beg your pardon, Henry.
Good, though. You should really start with him again.
We'll start with you, Baz.
Pat, I'm sorry. It's something that you did?
Yes.
Something that he did.
I see. Are there any other people involved in your secret?
No.
No. Would it be important for us to know when you did this?
No.
No. Well, would it be recently?
Yes.
Yes. How about where you did it? Did you do it indoors?
No.
No. Was it out of doors?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah, that's pretty smart.
Well, he could have done it with 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
On the ground or up in the air. Was it up in the air?
No.
No. Was there anything involved, like an airplane or a ship or?
There was a form of transportation involved,
Yes.
shall we say that?
Was it an animal, perhaps?
No.
No. Well,
All right, there's $20 gone, $60 to go. Here's Johnny Carson.
Could I do what you did?
Yes.
Could anyone do what you did?
I think so.
If they wanted to, yeah.
Is this pleasurable? The thing that you
Yes,
did? Did you
yes.
enjoy doing it?
Yes.
It is a form of... would it be something like a balloon?
No.
Would it be something lighter than air?
No.
That makes it heavier, Bess. I'm going
right.
to...
Thank you.
Indoors, outdoors, heavier or lighter, you see. Was this off the ground?
No.
Did you ride something...
When you say it was off the ground, sir, we cannot say it was on the ground.
You're right there.
You can't say it was on
When
the
he
ground?
said it was not off the ground, he meant it was not in the air.
Did you wear any special clothing when this took place?
Yes.
Special clothing. In other words,
Well,
you
now,
didn't-
Johnny, I would say that perhaps, I'm sure he did, he says he did, but you could do it in just what you're wearing or what you're wearing right now, couldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
In other words, you don't have to have a diving suit for it. Or...
Was this dangerous?
Yes and no.
Were you paid for this? Was there any monetary reward at all in what you did? Did you do this for profit?
No.
All right, we've lost $40. We go please to Betsy.
Mr. Patterson, this, excuse me, I kind of sprayed here a little
Just
bit.
a little bit, yeah.
That's that explosive, you know, with Patterson.
It could be worse. His first name could be Peter, too.
It's furthermore Pat Patterson.
Did this have to do with water, Mr. Patterson?
Yes, it did.
And did this have to do not in Washington, D.C., or in... Are you teaching those crazy dolphins how to talk or whatever?
No.
They are doing that, you know. I
You got
read
a
about
friend
it.
who talks with dolphins?
There's a doctor who talks to dolphins or is teaching them
Not your
how to
doctor
speak.
friend.
They got
No.
terribly nice for him.
No.
Wonder what they talk about.
This was in Washington, D.C.,
Partially.
partially in Washington, D.C.
That's another one. Pat Patterson, partially.
Did this have something to do with bodies of water around Washington, D.C.?
Yes.
Well, then Washington, D.C. is surrounded by,
The Kennedys.
Again. In case you folks at home didn't hear that, Betsy said Washington, D.C. is surrounded by, and Johnny Carson said Kennedy's, which is a fairly accurate.
Aren't I the best straight woman ever?
$60 down, $20 to go. And let me further clarify this, that when we say it involved waters around Washington, the answer is yes, but partially.
Well, most of the water around Washington is the Potomac, and that goes into Chesapeake Bay, I imagine. Does it include all of that?
Yes.
Were you in a boat when you did this thing?
Yes.
Was it a public means of transportation? You know, like a steamer?
No.
Yeah. Was it your own boat?
Yes.
A small power boat?
Yes.
Did you set any kind of record?
I would suppose this is a record, although not a normal sort of record like the fastest or anything, but it's the first time I ever heard of it being done.
Oh, now, look. Did you take a small boat and go, say, roughly, started from Washington and you went around the world or something like that?
You're going to make him feel like an old stay-at-home now. He only went as far as Jacksonville, Florida, down the inland waterway.
In a rowboat?
Which, yes, it's more than 1,000 miles. Not only was it in a rowboat, it was in an outboard boat of his own design, and it was a paper boat.
Patterson in a paper boat?
Mr. Patterson, what was the purpose of this trip? Why did you go on a paper? Why did you make a paper boat?
Prove the waterproofing qualities of the corrugated box material that I manufacture.
You see, he is a manufacturer of waterproofing corrugated box material, so he wanted to make a boat out of this stuff to show that it was waterproof. And here it is. There's nothing more startling looking than this material. It's just packing box material like you see in your own home anytime a package arrives, except it has been waterproof. Now, let me ask you this, sir. Did the boat hold up for the entire trip?
Yes, it did.
You got the whole way. All right, now, I want to tell you, I love to see people who can do things with their hands. I love people who can make exquisite things, you know, with tools. Wait until you see this. You won't believe it. It is gorgeous. Will you open the curtain, please? It looks like the African queen, doesn't it? It's the most marvelous thing. Now, I must tell you, we never cheat on you, that the gunnels are wood, and some of the frames are wood, but the rest of it, the entire side of the hull, the floor deck, the canopy, is all cardboard. In other words, the hull itself actually is made of this waterproof cardboard. Now, how long did it take you, sir, to make the trip down the 1,000 miles?
A little over 6 weeks.
6 weeks?
6 weeks.
Well, now, with an outboard on the back of this, you traveled at how fast?
Oh, around 10 miles an hour.
Well, gee, you should have made it in a lot less than 6 weeks.
Well, I punched a lot of holes in it for fish steaks
You punched a lot of holes in
and
it?
logs.
Yes, he'd hit logs or he'd hit a fishing stake, you know, and that's an S-T-A-K-E that sticks up and marks a fish net, and it would punch a hole in it.
That's right. But when I got to South Carolina, I gained a little time on account of the alligators.
Well, the alligators in the canal, and you didn't stop for anything, just kept going. How deep did the water ever get in the boat after you punched it? About up to there. Now, this may not look sturdy to you, but you want to get that hammer, sir, if you will. Now, remember, this is just cardboard. Take a good whack at it there, right down by the waterline.
Oh, goodness.
Well, there it is. There's the hole.
You get pretty wet that way.
Yep.
That's what happened. He did a log and big. And
I threw the hole in there.
Fortunately, the waterway is not very wide, so you don't have very far to get to the shore. Then what would you patch it with?
Rubber cement.
Rubber cement and some more cardboard, huh?
That's right.
Well, I tell you, I love boats, and if ever you want somebody to make this trip with you again, forget it. Thanks an awful lot. I like a boat that looks like I could have made it, you know, instead of something that I know I couldn't possibly do. Panel, I'm going to have to ask you, please, to take one another by the hand and go out to the soundproof room while we ready our next little gizmo. As they go, may I ask, have you often wondered, does she or doesn't she, when you've admired some girl's beautiful hair?
Gives a fellow confidence to know he's loved, admired. Gives a lady confidence, too. You can see it in her happy, relaxed look. Her sparkling hair color just naturally keeps a woman looking younger, prettier, feeling more confident. Does she or doesn't she? Miss Clairol hair color looks so natural, only her hairdresser knows for sure. Yet only a few months ago, Junior came popping in to ask,
Mommy, who's older, you or Daddy?
she's really 5 years younger than her husband. But fading or graying hair makes a woman look so much older. Now she uses Miss Clairol, and her hair glows with young color. And the hair itself is lovelier, livelier. What's more, Miss Clairol really covers gray. Looks so natural, only her hairdresser knows for sure. So try Miss Clairol hair color bath tomorrow. Guaranteed by Good Housekeeping.
Now, my friends, it is time for us to meet a really special guest, one of Hollywood's most successful movie actresses, certainly television's most successful comedian, and now she's doing it all over again right here on Broadway, where she is currently starring in the hit musical Wildcat. We are grateful to say, here is Lucille Ball. Lucy!
Anybody upstairs?
Huh?
Anybody upstairs?
Yeah. You see? You've been away too long. They've missed you.
Thank you.
You see? Lucille, the first thing that everyone said when we found out that you were going to be on our show tonight was, let's get Lucy to do some imitations and some mimicry, because that's the kind of thing that everybody loves. You're clowning around.
Well, I rather enjoy doing it sometimes.
Well, don't worry. I said no, because I said it isn't fair to make Lucille Ball work as hard as she's working in Wildcat to come out here and work hard on our show. So I'll tell you what I do.
Thank you.
I said, let the panel do all the work.
Oh, bless you.
All right, nice.
Yes.
Now, your secret will be that you're trying to get the panel to imitate you.
This way I don't have to work, huh?
You don't have to do any work at all. We do this through the power of suggestion, you see. Now, here's where that works.
We do?
You do. You do. It's a psychological fact that you can get people to do things without their even knowing that they're being urged to do it. I believe that most emotions and moods are contagious.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more.
Well, all right. Now, here's what happens. Suppose that you get excited with one of our panelists when they're questioning you. I bet you they'll get excited right back without even realizing it. If you're sad, they'll get sad. So all you have to do...
You think so, really?
Sure. All you have to do to get them to imitate you is to answer questions with different emotions, and they'll follow along like sheep.
You want a bunch of sheep running around here, huh?
Well, there's anything, I guess. All right? So I happen to have here a little list of different emotions: excited, happy, dignified, sad, nervous. All you have to do is change from those to time while you're questioning, and watch the panel. They'll do just as you do. I'll bet you. So may we have the panel back in, please? How do you do what you do?
What do you mean?
Having time to come and visit with us when you're swinging that wild show down the street.
Well, we have an hour here and there.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're so grateful to you.
Thank you, Gary.
All right, panel.
Hi.
You know Lucille Ball. If you don't, you've missed a great deal in your life.
Hi, Lucy.
The clue to her secret concerns something that she's doing, and who shall we start with?
Betsy?
All right, let's start with Betsy.
Are you doing it now, Lucy?
What?
Are you doing it now?
Doing what?
Whatever you're doing.
I don't understand. What did you
The
say?
question is if something is that you are doing, that's your secret.
I can't hear you, Betsy.
Something that you're doing is your secret.
Yeah.
You're doing something.
Go ahead.
All right. There's something that you're doing. Is it physical?
Oh, yes, slightly.
Yes. Is it something to
What?
do with? Is
You'll
it
have to
something
speak
that? Is it something you're not listening?
Yes, I am.
You're trying. Is it something that you're doing going to involve any of us here?
Oh,
on
I
the
hope
panel?
so. I do hope so.
Yes. Is it going to involve the boys more than the girls?
I don't think so.
You're not doing it now.
Yes, I am, Betsy.
Are you?
Yes.
You're being breathy?
No.
Yeah. You're learning projection. Now you're learning how to laugh.
Oh, no.
Nobody has to teach you.
Oh, that's delightful.
No. No, it wasn't that good. You're trying to make me do whatever you're doing. Are you trying to make me do whatever you're doing?
No. Let's go to our next contestant, please. Let's go from Betsy Palmer to Henry Morgan, please.
This thing you're doing, does it make you happy?
I beg your pardon, Henry.
Am I coming in over there?
Yes, sir.
Are you changing character independent of what the questions are?
Not necessarily, sir, no.
No. Do you have a preconceived plot?
Do you have
No.
Do you have...
No, I don't want it. It'll be your turn again. Do you... See, I forgot the next question, which was a great nothing question. Are you adopting an attitude... I asked that. Does anything that we say have any effect whatsoever on you?
Occasionally, but not tonight.
Should I come back another night and ask another series of questions?
Oh, Henry.
You're mad at me. You're hurt.
No.
You're displeased. You're offended. I did something wrong. You did something wrong.
No.
Gary, keep out of this. Are you depressed?
Slightly, yes.
Does it have anything to do with what I did? What did I do?
Oh, that's marvelous. That's marvelous. See? And so we turn our attention now, please, to Bess Myers.
You feel better?
Not really, no. I don't know how to talk to Bess.
Bess is an easy person to know.
Oh, yes. Do you feel better, Lucy?
What?
Do you feel better?
Better? I don't know whether I feel better or not, but, I remember our last meeting.
Oh, you do? Are you happier?
What?
Why does Henry upset you?
Henry didn't upset me.
No.
No.
Does he always upset
It's
you?
just something he said.
What did he say? What did he say?
Well, I'd rather not go into it right now, really,
Cold
Bess.
hands and hides.
Is there anything happening behind...
What was that, Beth?
What?
Are you what?
Is there anything happening behind us?
I hope not.
No, I hope not.
I think we call that one kind of. And we go on to that was kind of. And we go on now to Johnny Carson, please.
Well, I got a question for you.
Yes, John?
Yes, John.
¿Qué le parece a usted este programa?
Huh?
Yeah.
You're reacting differently to each one of us.
She didn't look at me like that.
Either did Gary.
And I didn't mean to be looking that way.
Henry made you sad. Betsy made
Johnny, are you married? Are you?
you... My story is the same as yours. No, I wasn't married to Desi Arnett.
One more question, John. John, you got time for one more question.
Did you have a belt before you came on?
No, Johnny.
I gave
We
up.
have lost the whole thing, and as a matter of fact, for one of the 2 or 3 times in the 8 years on I've Got a Secret, I cheated the panel. Somebody guessed it early when they said, "Are you trying to make us react in the same mood that you're acting?" And that was the answer, but I didn't want to blow the whole rest of the thing with the life of Lucy Ball. So I lied to you, baldly lied and said no, but it was marvelous because you did react exactly the same way.
I never thought Henry would come through like that.
But Henry...
He's a sad man at heart.
Henry
And so,
came through.
speaking for Lucille Ball and all of us here until next week, good night. Be very kind to each other, will you? We'll see. Lucy, thanks for now.
Bristol Myers also brings you Candid Camera. Consult your local listing for time and day. I've Got a Secret has been brought to you by Bristol Myers, makers of Bufferin for relief from headache pain, and by Miss Clairol, hair colors so natural only your hairdresser knows for sure. The preceding program was pre-recorded. This is John Cannon speaking.